Good morning. Today we'll be talking about the FloorBed. It's a new product that is made to help combat those patients that have a need for falling, to eliminate the risk of falling, coupled with the high safety mat that's 9 inches as well. Usually when it is delivered to our warehouses, it'll always be on the transport wheels, as you can see here. So you have 4 wheels here that is used just for transporting the actual bed. We'll go through the actual safe setup of the actual bed operation. Overall dimensions is 36 inches wide by 88 inches long when completely set up. Of course, it does have the ability to extend to extra long lengths as well, with the ability to add some additional brackets when extending it. Okay. First off, when it comes in the setup position here, you want to look at your pins here. These pins is what keeps it secure to the actual base. So when disconnecting it, first we'll remove the safety pin and the clip on each side. And then of course you want to be mindful of what side is the head section, what side is the foot section. This section here is the head section here. There's always a red strap here that holds the head section from moving when you're lifting it and getting ready to set up, to keep it from swaying and moving back and forth. Always be mindful of where your remote control is as well, to make sure you don't smash it or damage it when lifting it and removing it. Okay. So here's your head section there. For now, these are safety lock bolts. You can always release them and loosen them, because they will need to be loosened in order to be able to attach and build your bed frame with your brackets. So we'll take that there and lay this here currently. Just move this here and make sure I don't smash it and try to get it down to the ground. Same thing is on the foot section. So I'll just unlock these wheels real quick and we can turn it around. So same thing, we're gonna unlock the safety wheels. I'm gonna turn my transport around. You can see your foot section here. Same thing, keep your wheels locked to ensure that your safety transport wheels and system do not roll away when you're removing the items from the actual storage position. Same thing, have another safety pin for my foot section. Remove my safety pin and my cotter pin. Both sides. Same thing, red strap here to keep the head section or foot section from opening when removing it from the safety brackets, the storage brackets. And also loosen the bolts here. That will allow you to connect the brackets together. So for now, we'll also place that there on the side. Inside every box or every bed setup, you should have these brackets here. These brackets are the extension brackets, or the brackets that allow you to be able to connect the floor bed together, where the head section and foot section will stay in a locked position to help build the bed frame. It's easiest to start from one side and move it in. So first thing here, slide that in. Okay. The 2 pins that you removed from your storage position will lock into place here. Okay. As well as what you do to one side, you do to the other side. Safety pin and your cotter pin, lock those into position. Okay. From this point here, it is easiest to lift each piece up. Slide them together. Okay. The bolts here that you removed You will lock its position. So at this point, you have connected both your head section with your foot section. Now keep in mind, in order to connect your actuators to your control box, in your center here you have these blind caps, or these caps that will cover your wire connectors. Slide both of these out of the way. You have one wire here. Plug that in. The center port. Slide your safety cap over it. Same thing on the opposite side. You have your one wire, snap that into the center, press that in, slide your safety cap over it. Okay? Once you have all that complete and set up, you can go back to your storage wheels, get your headboard and footboard. The smaller one is your footboard, the taller one is your headboard. Same thing, it is connected with brackets with your safety pin and cotter pin. And they will connect similar to how a round bed connects to any particular bolt. So if you look here, head section is the side with the remote control, foot section is the opposite side, so that's how you can kind of tell. Easy way, once you get that secured, lock your casters in place. Keep your footboards from moving. You have your connections there and there. You can do one side at a time. So you want to line the footboard to your bed frame. Lock your casters in place to keep them from rolling away. You can do one side at a time where you connect your foot. The pins that you also removed from your storage also go into position. Same thing, the actuators are in the headboard and footboard in order to make your bed raise and lower. You have a wire connector here at the bottom of the foot connection. That we will take okay, so you have your blind cap here. Same thing, slide it away. Take your wire connector from your footboard and an actuator, connect that to your frame in the port. Then take your blind cap, place it over it, lift that up, raise that back down. Same thing would be on the head section. So I take my pins, remove them from my storage. At this point they'll probably fall, so that's fine. Same thing here. Align your headboard to your frame. Lock your casters so that your board doesn't roll away. One side at a time. your pins, put them in position with your safety clips. Release your strap that secures your head section to your foot section. Here. This is your power cord wire. This will connect to our power cord and adapter. This here is your blind cap that covers your actual port, where your wire from your footboard actuator and headboard actuator will also connect to your foot. So we take this here, place that into position, press it in firmly, take our blind cap, slide that over. Any excess, you can just take this here and wrap it around the frame and Velcro to itself. So that's how you complete your section. Head section, foot section, headboard, footboard. Connect all your wires. You do have a separate power cord and adapter that will connect your remote control. So this here. Connects here, it only connects one way. Okay, so this here will follow the groove there. Press that in. That's firmly connected. Take your adapter, plug it into your power strip. Make sure you have power. To know right away whether or not you have power, if you look at your remote control, you have a power light there that indicates you have power going to your actual bed frame. There's 9 different functions. It has a magnetic key fob that allows you to lock, unlock, or program your actual remote control in 3 different functions. So if you look here, when the light is off, that means your remote is locked out. No functions will work. Take this magnetic key fob, swipe it over, goes to a green light. The green light, that's the first 8 functions. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 will all be operational. That'd be head up, head down, foot up, foot down, bed up, high, low, and of course, Trendelenburg. Okay? If you want to take your key fob, swipe it again. That will make that amber light. That will make all buttons functionable, so you can now do Trendelenburg or reverse Trendelenburg, as well as any other function as needed. Okay? So if we raise here, to raise your bed, use your up. That increases the height. It has a travel range of 2 inches of below deck height to 25 inches of a height for high deck height. Okay? Your head section has a travel range of 70 degrees range of motion, and your foot section has a 44 degrees range of motion for actuating the actual foot. Okay? So that's how you increase it. You gotta do the total height. So if you look there, even in this position, your wheels will always stay in contact with the ground, so you can still use it for transporting and stuff like that. If you need to move the bed from one room to another room, regardless of the low position or the high position, you should still be able to roll the bed and move it around into another position or to another room if needed. Okay? Keep in mind, whenever you're lowering the bed, this is how you lower the bed. It always will go to what they call a safety working stopping height, which is at about 6 inches from the ground. The reason it does that is so that anyone that's operating the bed can ensure, one, there's nothing underneath the bed that can become entrapped, patient's arms, limbs, somebody's foot, any type of Hoyer lift, or anything that they would get caught underneath, and keep it from lowering. Okay? So if you look there, when I press that down, that's the safety height, that's the lowest it will go, until you use a combination of buttons. So if you look at this two here, After going from the safety height to the lowest position, you would have to use both buttons and press it down to lower it to its full or lowest range of 2-inch deck height. Okay? Same thing if you lock it out, swipe across again, that locks it out. Okay? So nothing is functional. Okay, activate it again. Ring, head goes up. Now if you look here, one thing to notice. I'll raise the bed too. Okay. Most bed frames, whenever you are raising the headboard or the head section, it always actuates at this position here and creates a dip section or a position that's uncomfortable to the patient because they kind of bottom out. If you look at this head section here, whenever it raises, it actually pivots backwards on this pivot here, which creates more of a seating spacing and kind of deletes that bottoming out feeling and that squeezing feeling that the patient gets whenever they actuate the foot with the head as well. Okay? So this here is also a design of the bed that helps to combat patient positioning for more comfortability and stuff like that. Now coupled with the floor mat, as we said, okay? So if you put everything back down, this over here will be the next position. You have a high safety mat. And the high safety mat is pretty much a tall floor mat, which pretty much goes on the side of the bed frame when it has a mattress on top of it. So if you have a patient that has a high risk for falling in and out of bed, you would take this high safety mat, and this would rest on the ground next to the bed. So when the bed was in its lowest position, with the height of the mattress and the surface, if they were to roll off or roll to the side, they would stick their arms out first, feel that there's another mat or they're next to a closed floor surface. Therefore, it would kind of keep them positioned and resting in their bed instead of keeping them from rolling off onto a floor or anything like that. So once they stick their arms out, they notice that there's more surface area for them. It gives them more security and safety when they're resting. Helps to keep them in the actual bed versus rolling out of the bed. Okay, so that would go there. You would have your standard mattress here, whether it be a foam mattress, reactive air mattress, or anything like that. If we're going to be using a air unit, such as our reactive air units, our Rhythm Prius multi mattresses, Century 1400s, they have an air control unit. We would need to have this pump holder bracket. This pump holder bracket hangs over the footboard here so that it gives you space away from the actuator when the bed rises up and down, and any unit would rest here on this actual holder. So keep in mind, whenever we have a floor bed set up, if we are going to be delivering an air mattress system with an air control unit, we need to have this pump holder with the setup as well. Okay? Any questions on that currently? No. Okay. Last couple things here. You have what these are called mattress guides. So these go on the head section and foot section to help keep the mattress from sliding left and right. And then we also have mattress stops, which will help keep the bed or the mattress from sliding down towards the foot section. Okay. So take these here. Find a comfortable position. You have different ways to lock them in place. Okay. Just take that there. Snap it in place. Do one side, do the same thing to the other side.
So there's no rail to it?
There is what they call an assist bar, but those are the only ones for like a half rail or an assist rail.
just when we're picking this up, just start off with the footboard, and put it on those brackets there.
Yes. It depends on whether or not you have the brackets available on your truck. So you may need to wheel this out in one. You may need to wheel this out in one piece. You know, like lower it down to your safety working height. Okay. And then wheel it out in one piece on the elevator to the truck, to the lift gate. And then when you get there, then I would start breaking it down, your headboard and footboard, going from there. But before you remove the headboard and footboard, it's easier to disconnect the center sections first, and then headboard and footboard. So if these are block one another, you can just reposition them. Alright, so those are mattress stops and mattress guides, which help keep the mattress from sliding left to right and from sliding down towards the footboard. Okay? Like I said, if you want to break it down or you're going to be doing a pickup and you do not happen to have the transport brackets available, our recommendation is to lower it to the safety height. At this position, you can unlock your wheels, transport it to the truck, to the elevator, wherever you need to go. Once you get it by the lift gate, then break it down there so it's easier for you to load it on the truck and not have to make so many trips going back and forth. Okay? Any other questions? All right, and it has a weight capacity of 308 pounds for the patient. Total weight load capacity with the mattress and everything is 400 pounds. Okay? Any other questions? All right, thank you very much.
And these are just for facility use?
Right now, they are for facility rentals, yes. So we will be renting them. We started renting them to certain facilities, so you will start seeing more setups of these as we move forward.